Hello everybody, greetings from Tony Sivewright here in beautiful South Africa. And I want to speak to some of the elders and pastors and shepherds and leaders across the globe, those of you that partner with the NCMI team. And I know there's many of you, there's thousands of churches that partner with the team. And I want to encourage you, if you get the opportunity to watch this video, I want to tell you, don't waste this time. This is a strategic time. And it's a wonderful time that God's given us to maximize and to use it for the advancement of the kingdom. I want to say to you that the kingdom is advancing even in this time, and the gospel is bearing fruit. And I've got many stories. I've heard other stories. There's many all over the world of God moving. I've got just some briefly I want to share with you. One of them is about my brother. His name is Clint, and he's not a churchgoer. And I found out that he had been watching our online meetings. He sent me a message, in fact, to say that the first meeting I preached was too short, the second meeting was too long, and the time in between should be the correct time that I should use. So I was surprised and thrilled and very delighted that he had been watching and is watching and is even giving us input. So he might not be a churchgoer, he might not go to church, but the church is coming to him and his family in their homes, and many, many, many others. Another story is of a man who sent me a message the other day just to thank me and the leaders in the church for having an incredible impact in his life. And the day he messaged me was his son's 21st birthday. And he said he cannot recall when last he celebrated one of his children's birthdays in a sober state. He was always drunk, and he's just raving about God and what God's doing in and through his life. And this is during the lockdown. I heard another story on Sunday afternoon of a lady in our church who had been reaching out to one of her ex-colleagues who was in a very down, depressed state, in fact suicidal, and she invited her colleague friend to come and participate on our online meeting. And the message she gave back that afternoon is that she was watching this meeting, watching this message online, and God spoke to her and she got saved. Online she was saved. Isn't that beautiful? And I've tried to be in touch with them. So there's many, many stories, I want to encourage you, do not waste this time. Use this time. Ask God for creative ways. And that's how we can utilize this time. Number one is don't wait for this time to pass. People, some of you could just be sitting back and just waiting for the time to pass, and when we do. No, use this time and ask God for creative ideas and creative ways as to how you can disciple your people, how you can motivate your people to reach their lost friends. That's the first way. The second way is don't look at what you don't have. There's a wonderful story in the Bible of Moses, who God had called to lead his people out of captivity. And Moses had all the excuses in the book. And God said to him, what do you have in your hand? And in his hand, he had a gift from God. It was a rod, a supernatural rod. And he said, what is in your hand? And I feel God saying to me and to you and to many of us, what is in your hand? Don't look at what you don't have, but what do you have? You've got people, you've got gifts, you've got some technology. Use it and maybe reach out to others and they can help you. So don't look at what you don't have, look at what you do have. And then lastly, don't compare. We pastors, we can fall into this trap of comparison, the sin of comparison, and we look at those that have less than us, and sometimes we feel that we're doing better than them. We look at those that are more successful, whatever that means, than us, and we can feel a bit depressed and down because we're not as good. It's just, listen, we've got different gifts, we've got different character, different personality, different calling, different skill set. We live in different cities and different countries. So it's silly for us to compare. Just get on with what God has called you to do, with what you have. Don't wait for this time to pass, but get active now. The kingdom of God is advancing and the gospel is bearing fruit. So let's make sure that we're not part of the problem, but we're part of the solution. So I hope this encourages you. God bless, and let's see what God will do in and through us. Cheers.